right.
You go ahead and take it. I'll be right back.
No worries. Well, welcome everybody to another edition of Sales Training. It is Monday. It's 9:30. It's May 14th. Today we're going to go over a little bit of glass. As you notice that we've been going over each one of our products every week, and we've kind of run out of vaporizers to go over. So we're going to dip into some of our other products that we don't necessarily focus on. It's not on our top priority list, but it does go well with all of our industry, our products that we do sell. The glass fits in very, very well with everything that we do here. And then, of course, with the design of our units, Steve became a glass blower. If anybody doesn't know that story, Steve was essentially looking for a great glass blower that would make him production items or his vaporizers. And failure to do so. A lot of glass blowers are really artists. They want to make what they want to make. Steve needed production pieces, and so he had to learn how to glass blow. He touts a book called Contemporary Lamp Working as a book that he read and basically self-taught himself, and then over the years have gained other options and techniques, if you will, and that's what we have today, and that's what you see here today. So we're going to go over some of the objections that we get as salespeople trying to sell this glass. And then we'll go over, the differences between glass and everything. So, okay, real exciting. So a lot of what we're doing as sales folks, especially when we're calling on these wholesale shops and business-to-business customers, we get a lot of folks that are buying glass everywhere. And one of the things that they buy is, one of the things they say is, I get most of my pipes for under $10.
Yep.
And so I'm just wanting to hear what your response would be to that.
Yeah, so again, the bread and butter of stores is the $10 pipes. And we do offer a wide variety of affordable pipes. Our first pipe that is very, very affordable is our P95. This is basically how this industry started with glass, just fuming it. Bob Snodgrass started this. And one thing we do that you'll notice our pipes is we actually make sure we fume these very, very, very well. Sometimes people heavily fume them and then it looks like white shit on there. Well, that white doesn't change color. It has to be very see-through and then it'll change colors. Then our next step up is this P85 with a little fume and a little frit in there. Again, if you are looking for American glass, our stuff is right on point. It's very, very well priced. If they're looking for stuff under $10 and it's not US, well, there's no way we can compete nor anybody can compete. Another thing that our prices might seem slightly higher to some people, although I don't really feel it is, because our wholesale price is at $50 on these per hour, which is on point. I see even local blowers trying to get $60 to $70 an hour for wholesale value. So we're really, really, really on point. One thing that's really special about ours is we pay taxes on our glass. So if these guys are buying glass, I don't know how you break it in there to these store owners, but if they're buying glass from garage blowers, they're almost doing just as bad of a service to this country as, say, people that want to talk bad about Chinese glass. At least the Chinese glass has import duties paid on it, and everybody along the road is paying taxes on that glass, whereas garage blowers are not paying any taxes, and some of them are actually collecting welfare checks and shit. If that makes you feel good to get that cheap ass glass, well, look what you're doing to the country. You're jacking it up. The store owners are jacking it up. Our glass is very, very on point. One thing that you can be assured is that each piece is going to be relatively close to the same exact piece that they got last time. A lot of blowers out there don't stick to standards because they have no standards. Again, that's where you're going to get the cheap shit that the store owners think that they can do good in their stores and pump out, but it's crap. If you put ours next to theirs, the quality is on point on ours, and again, you're going to get the same piece over and over. So I think that's where it's at, and when you're competing against the under $10, there's nothing we can do. The first thing I'd say is, so is that American glass? And I'd be really surprised to hear that they're getting American glass for anything less than what we're doing it for.
Yeah, everybody's we're pretty right on point as far as wholesale prices for American glass. Now, other guys, he'll pull out a tray and show me, like, I buy all of these for $2.50 a piece, and they all come from India or China or wherever they come from. But again, you know what I mean? It's not American. It's almost two different demographics that we're trying to hit there. You know, you got the one person who doesn't care what they're going to get. They're looking for something that's quality and functional. And then you've got the customer that just wants to buy American. And I always tell my customers, you want to be able to service both. You want to be able to take care of the person that wants to be thrifty and then also take care of the person that wants to be a little bit of a connoisseur. You kind of answered it into my next objection. You know, I hear this from one of my famous guys up north. He says, I've got a glass guy. He brings me production pieces for under $100 and then I sell them for up to $400. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of squeezing the glass game, you know, as it were. And that's only been happening here real recently, at least from what I've been able to see.
Well, if this guy's getting $400, then he's taking advantage of that glass blower quite a lot, I do imagine. And that's awesome that he's got a niche where he can quadruple the price. If he can do that with somebody else, he can do it with our glass, especially if this blower is actually making a living. If this blower is just making glass as a hobby and isn't making any money, can't nobody compete because there's no profits being made into that. When it's real business and the shop owners know about real business, they can see the value in our glass, and our glass is very, very well priced to keystone it in your store easily.
So here's another one that we hear every once in a while, and it comes in different roundabout ways. China is killing the glass game. If you know where to look, you can get awesome deals that will easily bring me triple my investment.
Yep, and we can do that here. So if you want to sell some Chinese glass, we have more of our rig styles is what we offer in the Chinese glass, and we get these in on a basically weekly basis. And we have had a shitty time getting them on the site, but that's way improving. So we can get these to you right away. And with if you're selling, this is called our Elevate line of glass. It's either pure Chinese or it's a hybrid of Chinese and American, and that's Elevate. Elevate Premier is 100% made in the USA. And so these are Elevate Premier. And then, but yeah, with the Elevate glass, the Chinese stuff, one thing you can be guaranteed is that the flaws are minimal, if any. They're phenomenal. The Chinese glass that we do offer, that we put our Elevate name on, is so clean, so pimp. I would put my name on it because it is that flawless and it's that good and the quality is that good.
So let me ask you this: you as a store owner, you own a store. What do you carry in your store? I mean, do you swing one way all American, or do you just go for function? What's the best? Yeah,
reality is there is no best. Each consumer is going to have what they think is the best. So whatever budget conscious consumer, they're going to usually 50% of the time, they're going to pick up a Chinese piece. Nothing wrong with that. Reality is, I outsell American glass all day in my shops from Chinese glass. The reason is, it's so affordable, it's so on point, and it's just so amazing. But it's our really nice glass. I don't outsell American glass when it comes to the $5, $10, $20 pipes, because I stock my store with beautiful American glass, unlike cheap crap. But there's nothing wrong with Chinese glass, and American people think there is something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it other than you're not putting as many Americans to work. And that's beautiful for people that want to buy American, keep Americans working. It's also beautiful when they buy Chinese glass because it's very affordable if they're not used to this glass game, and that offers them something affordable at a very high quality piece. So we see there's room for both areas in there, and we offer both of that for everybody here.
Excellent. I think it's a great way to answer that. You hit the nail right on the head there. Back into private labeling. Something that, of course, that we do here is we put... Didn't I grab something that has a label on it? I thought I did. I don't know if you can see that in the video there. We've got a platinum sticker right on there, and it says Elevate Glass. We could do these decals in just about anything, just about any logo. These are one color platinum ones here that we do for a lot of our customers. And so if you've got your logo that you want to put on there, we have other customers who take advantage of tourist traps like Lake Tahoe. Maybe you're in Vegas and you want to take care of that Vegas, tourist destination type of deal. You can do that. One of the questions we get though is how long does it take to get the labels in?
I would say it's about 1 month is what we'll say to get them in. That gives us plenty of time. It can be handled in about 2 weeks sometimes. But if you tell people 2 weeks and you come back a month later, they're going to be pissed at you. So
Right.
we want to say 1 month to get them on there. We can do multicolor, but that goes into a little thing with decals, having a slight bit of lead in them that actually bake at 1100 degrees. So another reason why we went to one color platinum, because platinum decals are super clean and they just look really, really nice as well.
They do.
Um,
So with the private labeling, I get asked this a lot. Can I bring you the glass to put my labels on?
no,
Okay.
only Elevate glass can be private labeled.
Only Elevate glass. Let's see here. We get this every once in a while, and it's a good explanation, conversation to have. We do sell bangers, we sell flower bowls, we sell drop downs, we sell just about any accessory you could ever use to go with glass, go with vaporizing. Plainly said, your bangers are too high priced.
I disagree with that too. Like when you compare it to somebody in the same exact field, yes. If you compare it to when you can get these things directly from the manufacturer, of course they are. And that's kind of something that China's doing, is they are just dumping shit into the United States, fucking up prices for everybody across the world right now. It just is what it is, because they're hungry little people out there, and they want to eat, and they are fucking dragons, man, and they will eat our lunch. So there's just nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
One thing we can do with our bangers is we can private label the bangers. If we have a single colored thing, we can sandblast them and do stuff like that. So and we can do that for about $1 a piece on that, as long as they're getting about 20 bangers on something like that. So then you got your, when it goes out there, you're branding your community with your stuff, co-branding it with Elevate.
Do all of your pieces come with a banger or a bowl?
No, our pieces don't come with that. A banger and a bowl can always be added on for a slight upcharge.
Yeah, and then I think that's where our bangers are not too high priced. When you're buying a $50 piece and you want a banger to go with it, another $5-10 is not that too much to add to it. Plus, there's plenty of markup for our customers to make money in that. I get this one. I used to get Heady spoons for $25 per, and now it seems like I think the last time it was $35 and up. And so what's our answer to that?
I don't know who is being referred to that, and what they think is heady can mean a lot of different things.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of throwing you for a loop here.
Yeah, so if it's $25, reality is that's a half an hour spoon. How freaking heady can you go in a half an hour? You can't do it too much. So if you were getting something for $25 and the price went up to $30, the blower was probably giving you such a good deal on pipes that he is pretty close to going out of business. And if you feel proud to put your blowers out of business, well, by all means, that's what you're proud to do. We're not here to get put out of business or anything like that. So we have to pay everybody a working wage, and the cost of living, as you can see, is going up like nuts. So if you are really unhappy with the price of pipes or anything going up, go talk to your congressman. Go talk to your senator. They're the ones in charge. They're the ones that are fucking up inflation. And so go talk to them.
Makes sense.
I wish I could control that.
Right. Let's see here. I feel like the glass in your store is way better than what you offer to me.
If you look at the glass in our store, I don't know what that means. If you go to our website, pretty much anything on there can be purchased at a wholesale value, basically 40% under retail. And then if you're comparing us to if you've walked into our shop, well, our shop's really nice. We carry a really big range of glass from everybody. American, our Elevate line, which we pretty much don't carry any other foreign glass, unless it's an American company telling you that it's American made and it's foreign glass. Nothing we can do by that, because we go by what they tell us. Although that's one thing we see in this industry is people bullshit. One thing here at Elevate and Elevate Distribution with 7th Floor and all this, you can guarantee if you're getting an American piece, it's American. If you're getting a Chinese piece, it's Chinese. We let you know. We don't hide anything. We don't bullshit. A lot of people bullshit telling you that it's a Chinese glass or American glass when it's Chinese. Well, that's why the prices are so low. because somebody's bullshitting you.
Yeah, no, and I think that's you did very well there. And if you walk into the stores are extremely well put together, and that's a credit to your staff being able to pick out really really good pieces. And I think what we're kind of finding out from what you're saying throughout this whole conversation is that you want to carry a wide array to be able to meet just about any customer. Sounds like you do that in your store, and you're quite successful at it. Having the low end for your budget buyer, and then also having the top end connoisseur pieces to be able to match every price range that's in there. Can we look at some of your pieces and just talk about how cool they are for a little bit?
Yeah. One thing I want to cover real quickly is like this is if you don't carry it, you cannot sell it. That's the biggest thing. I have pipes in my shop that I just sold to Sherlock. I made 3 or 4 years ago. I just sold it. But guess what? If I didn't make it and I didn't have it in the store, it would have never sold. So you kind of got to have things. Really, this comes down to what the store owner is. If their store doesn't look like they carry a lot of high-end stuff, you're going to have a hard time pushing American glass. But you can nail them with our Chinese glass. And with bigger bulk orders, we can definitely work on some price breaks on there. But you gotta have the stuff in the store to carry it. So it's nice to have, if you're big on having really affordable glass, you want to have a couple nice pieces peppered into there. And then if you carry a lot of gangster glass, you probably want to have a couple of affordable pieces peppered into it. A little bit for everybody.
Makes sense. Does anybody else have an objection that we may not have covered? No? Did a pretty good gambit. Can we talk about some of your pieces here?
Yeah, so really quickly we'll go over this stuff, kind of what Elevate Premier is. So Elevate Premier is something you're going to see and get a lot of color on it like that. It's made in the USA. When we do this, we pretty much make the entire piece in the United States. Now where that ends, who the fuck knows? The clear glass comes from Germany. So, this industry's chock full of bullshit. And then we have this piece right here, just as thick as the piece I just did, but this piece is made in China. I honestly cannot find a flaw in this thing. It is phenomenal. It's out of control, and it's just so clean, so beautiful. And then we have something like this. This is a really beautiful piece that we do make in-house, and our joint you can see is something that we do. This is very affordable, clean, high quality, thick, and it's just, it's really on point for an American-made piece of glass. And then we have our pipes right here. We try to keep everything really clean, pretty heavy, pretty thick. A lot of times they'll say it's thicker, higher quality. I don't really believe thick means quality. It's just cleanliness is quality. And then we got some piece like this, which this again too is a Chinese piece. It's so on point, and it's just it's phenomenal. And I think something retails for like $200 on this, $250. And then you got something like this, again, really simple, but it's American. This is a $250, $300 piece retail value. Just tons of extra work to it, thicknesses and stuff like that. So we just have a really array of glass coming in, and then our website is definitely getting new stuff getting put onto it. We've really been putting a lot of work on there for y'all. And that's kind of that.
Yeah, and that's our goal, is really to just try to have our wholesale customers checking that website as often as possible, reminding them, go check out the website. There's new glass up there almost daily. You could even say daily, and you're not necessarily lying, because every day we do find something to get up onto that website. And so trying to make it all-encompassing, especially for our wholesale customers to be able to create an account, go in, log in, see their price, be able to build a cart, and then execute it, making it as easy as possible for the customer. So I think that about wraps it up. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think that kind of wraps it up.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Again, if you've got any questions or comments, please put them in the video comments below. I'll send this link out to everybody on the sales team. And thanks for joining us. Happy Monday. Have a go get 'em week. Go kill 'em.
Thank you, everybody.
Did fun all in the end.
Cool.